Hey everybody, Gunston Undercover here. Today is Saturday, January 18th, 2020, and we got another update on this big stinky blue hero turd. You know, he's the turd of the year for 2019, and I know he still could be for 2020 also. This has to do with Joe Dixon of Millville Police. He finally learned his fate in court, and here it is. There's the story in NJ.com. Let's find out what this blue zero hero turd, what's going to happen to him. So the story says, caption, no jail time for New Jersey cop who admitted to assaulting two women. By the way, for those you don't know, they did a use of force report, and this Joe Dixon was the poster child. He held the record. He'd only been on the force, 3 years, and he held the record for using the most use of force. Meaning he likes to punch, kick, and pepper spray, and all these other wonderful things to the citizens that he's out protecting and serving. So it reads as follows. A former Millville police officer will not serve jail time after admitting late last year to assaulting two women while he was on duty. What a surprise! Did anybody think for 1 second that he was going to jail? Of course not. He was not going to jail. We all know that. They don't put him in jail for getting drunk and smashing into women. Joseph Dixon pleaded guilty to 2 charges of third-degree aggravated assault in November and resigned from the department. He is barred from working in law enforcement or public employment. Superior Court Judge Robert Malstein in Cumberland County sentenced Dixon on Friday to 2 years of probation and a suspended 364-day jail sentence. Now, you know why he got 364 days? Because that means if he does violate whatever his probation date, he'll go to county jail and not a state-run facility. He won't be in there with the hardcore guys. The state attorney general office looked into Dixon, and a New Jersey Advanced Media investigation flagged hundreds of officers across the state for using force at troubling rates. Dixon reported using his hands and fists, strengths, and other types of force 58 times during his 3+ years, more than once a month. No other cop used force more. The more than 17,000 officers in the state reported use of force over a similar period averaged less than 1 incident a year. So that means most of the officers out there, once a year maybe, they gotta get a little rough with somebody. Well, at least officially. When the state attorney general office announced sweeping changes, blah blah, I don't care about that. Dixon, who wore glasses, a blue tie, and a gray suit in the courtroom, spoke only to tell the judge he understood the instruction. He declined to comment after the sentence. You know, the guy can't even get up to say, you know what, I screwed up. I'm sorry, I did what I did. It was wrong. I hurt these women. I should have never hurted them like I did. It doesn't make me a man by doing things like that. It makes me less than a man, and I'm forever saddened by my action. You think he could do it? Of course not. That's why he needs to go to fucking jail. Excuse my language. Dixon admitted to excessive force during 2 incidents in 2018. In February of that year, he slammed a woman named Audra Capps into the asphalt after she was stopped for suspicion of driving under the influence. According to dash cam video, 7 of her ribs were broken, and one was removed. One was removed, according to medical records and state officials, and I can confirm that because she told me. She said in court that 2 surgeries haven't stopped the constant pain, and she has told me that also, that she lives every day in pain. The next month, Tanika Joyce became argumentative after her son was investigated for shoplifting in a supermarket, according to the state attorney general's office. Dixon threw her to the ground and pepper sprayed her, bruising her hip and burning her eyes. I hope he realized the long-term damage he has done to my entire family, Joyce said while Dixon looked down. Not just me, but my children and grandchildren. Both women said they are now afraid around all cops. I don't blame them. I'm afraid around cops, too. Said Dixon was facing other... Brian Ustavindis, a deputy attorney general, said Dixon was facing another possible charges other possible charges before he pleaded guilty, including a pattern of official misconduct, tampering with public records, and additional assault charges. Those could have sent Dixon to prison for at least a decade. The prosecutor said in court the single year the state suggested was lenient, if not generous. And here we go, the judge. The judge is the guilty one in this situation. The judge disagreed. He cited, among other things, the fact that Dixon didn't have a previous criminal history and that Dixon's resignation would prevent him from committing similar crimes. Dixon also faces 2 lawsuits of which he'll pay no money out of, which is why I say these cops gotta have their own liability insurance so that it starts affecting them when they start acting like jerks and bullies. The second lawsuit is Barry Cotman, who Dixon punched repeatedly in the head after Cotman was stopped for jaywalk. Imagine that, jaywalk, and next thing you're getting punched in the head. According to video from a passerby, Cotman was recently acquitted of several charges against him stemming from the stop, according to Cotman's lawyer and court records. Dixon's lawyer, Andrew Butthole, said in court that more lawsuits could be on the way. There are many others in the future we don't know, Butthole said, noting that the statute of limitations had not expired concerning all the incidents. So, I'm just going to read something real quick here. Let me bring up my email. Bear with me, folks. So, my friend Audra, she had sent me an email. I didn't even know about this. A friend of mine gave me a text message. I'm going to read what he had to say because I didn't know about it. He brought it to my attention, so I had to... So he sends me a text because NJ.com about that Millville cop, no jail time. Unreal. And I respond, are you surprised? I haven't seen an article yet. Was he offered PTI? He says, I didn't read the whole article. 2 years probation, suspended 364-day jail time. I said, they don't go to jail even when drunk and smash into a woman. What they do is cost taxpayers millions of dollars in lawsuits. And he responded, it's crazy. So then I did go and read part of the story, and then I got an email like right after my friend had sent me the text. And this is the email that I got from my friend Audra. She says, that motherfucker is not going to jail. I saw firsthand how fucking heroes get off. She says, I hate the fucking world. I hope you're doing okay. And, Audra Capps, she's about 5 feet tall. Have you seen the video? Just Google, go on YouTube, Google New Jersey Exposed, Joe Dixon, and the old videos will come up of what I did, the stories I did on him. Audra is probably, I don't know, she looks like she's about 5'1", 5'2", if that. She probably weighs about 90 pounds soaking wet, and he took her and flipped her over and broke her ribs. 7 ribs. I don't know, I said this in another video. I had a rib that was not broken, but it was pretty messed up, and it happened in wrestling. And it was such that I could hardly breathe. And it's so difficult to recover from broken ribs because the ribs are always moving in and out. And this poor woman, it's like she's been, it's like, it's just sad that these cops, these bad turds out. I'm not talking about the so-called good one. I'm talking about the bad one right now. There's no personal stake in it for him. Yeah, he got 2 years probation and suspended 364 days. Don't think for a second one of the gang members out there will hook him up with a job or something, and he'll play the game for the next 2 years, and he'll get off probation. And after, I don't know, what is 10 years, excuse me, or whatever the time is, he'll file an expungement, and that'll be off his record. So, but how's it affecting him? It's the town, it's the taxpayers that are going to pay out on this lawsuit, not him. It's not going to pay for him, and I'd be willing to bet the PBA is probably paying for his lawyer. It's disgusting what goes on. They just they don't go to jail. They just don't go to jail when they do crap like this. I mean, literally, they got to take a gun and shoot their wives in the head before they go to jail. But if they do anything else beyond that, get drunk and smash a woman or flip flip women over and break their ribs and punch guys in the face, they don't go to jail. Even when there's video of it, they don't go to jail. And I guess this is why I'm here, to talk about it and to keep the light shining on it. All right, people, I'll put the link in the description for the story if you haven't read it already, and then search New Jersey Exposed, Millville, Joe Dixon. The videos will all come up. They're real old videos, so it'll take you forever to try to scroll back. So just do it that way, and you can see all the original videos of what I talked about. And just one final thing I just almost forgot. Joe Dixon's police chief of Millville, his last name is Farabella, I think it is, something like that. You know what he said? When asked about the Dixon, he says, "Oh, he's just a good cop doing his job." And you know what? And that chief, he is the enabler. He had the power to stop that kid from doing what he was doing, and he didn't. He covered for him. And in one of the videos I put in there, I showed at the end a picture of the chief, and it says "protecting," and a picture next to it of Joe Dixon flipping Audra, and it says they're serving. You see, every day there's just so much evidence out there. So much evidence of what's going on. And I think probably bothers me more than anything, probably bothers you two people also, is that the good cops, the so-called good cops that I keep hearing about, are silent. They're silent. They don't chime in. They don't say nothing. I've offered a gazillion times. Any good cop out there want to call me up and talk about it and express yourself about how bad the crap's going on? No, they don't do it. They don't do it. They'd rather see all this crap going on than say anything. This is Gunnison Undercover. Till next time.